to contact us and get on the list as soon as possible, because it is a very popular event and people sign up for those tickets or they sign up to volunteer very quickly. So
Absolutely. Well, David, we're going to take a short break and we're going to continue this conversation on the Western Montana Community Center and the Black and White Ball. And so we'll be right back. Thank you.
I fill my mind with knowledge and wisdom. I make decisions without alcohol or drugs. I let go of the things that hold me back. I honor my body by protecting myself. One heart, one mind, one world. HIV affects everyone. Get tested.
Welcome back to Viewpoint, and we are here today with David Herrera, who is chair of the Western Montana Community Center and also co-chair of the Black and White Ball. We are talking about the Western Montana Community Center and their wonderful big event that they do every year. And so, David, again, welcome back on the show.
thank you.
Yes, absolutely. I think as we were talking about the Black and White Ball, it's such a wonderful event that so much money is raised. And can you explain a little bit about where that money goes to help the community center? What exactly it helps with?
Sure. I mean, first and foremost, I think it helps us just keep the doors open. You know, I mean, our biggest event expense tends to be, you know, rent. You know, so it's a great space that we have, and we're fortunate to be located in downtown Missoula. Yeah, the parking isn't great, but it's, you know, sort of walking distance to so much, and the Missoula downtown, I think, is just, it's a wonderful space to be in. And so, but we also produce Outwards, which is a monthly, you know, publication that we produce every month. And so Outwards really is important. It's a great publication, is a way of keeping people apprised as far as what's going on around the state and what are the different issues that are affecting our communities. So that's been going on. Again, Outwards has been for I don't know how many years, but it's been very successful and people really like it. And if people want to advertise in the newspaper, please give us a call, because we're always looking for advertisers for Outwards. And like I said, that comes out every month. You know, we also, again, the center sort of provides the space for various different groups. As I mentioned, you know, we have a men's group, a women's group, a youth group. There's a gender diversity group, the Gender Alliance, that meets, I think, twice a month there. There was a yoga group. I believe the yoga group is still meeting. I'm not sure. And then we also host First Friday in Missoula. There's, you know, downtown is the Art Walk. And so we kind of really use the center to really showcase artists from our community, so that we're part of the art walk as well. And so that happens on the First Friday, and it's a great way to get, you know, over like 30, 40, 50 people to come through, you know, through the center doors and actually kind of see what the center is all about. We do have resources. We have one of the most extensive libraries of LGBT books, probably in the entire, well, I know, probably in the entire state. And, you know, I think it's just a way for folks to come and just feel supported and have a safe space, and know that they can, you know, turn to the community center as a resource. So it's very important.
That's wonderful. So if somebody wanted to start a group, a local group, and they wanted to use the community center as a group, do they call, and and also is there rent that they have to pay, or how is that set up, so that if people who want to start doing that?
You know, some of the groups do pay, you know, a rent, and others don't. So it's just, we kind of sort of leave it up to the group. It depends on, you know, we want to be very supportive, you know, of the community. So but if they are able to do that, that's great. You know, we're not going to turn down the money. So so yeah, I think it's, if somebody wants to start a group, then they can just contact us. There's an application, you know, process to fill out, and then the application would go to the board. And as long as we have the time, you know, like I said, we have different groups meeting, and so sometimes, you know, somebody wants to, they can only meet on this one certain time, and maybe another group may already be using it. So, but as long as it's available, yeah, we want to make it. We want the center to be used as much as possible.
That's wonderful. And you mentioned about Outwards, and it's such a great resource. David, is it the only gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender publication that goes out to as a statewide paper, or not? Do you know?
I think it is. I mean, I think that there used to be a couple of others, you know, in several years past, but I think right now it's the only one that's out there.
I do too.
So I don't think there is any other publication that's being printed.
And for my viewers out there, if you ever have a chance to pick out Outwards, please do. There's wonderful information, current information that's happening. It also lists when different groups are going to be meeting, their locations, contact information. There's also some great articles that people write there. And it's all done from the Western Montana Community Center.
Yeah. And you can also access, I think, Outwards on our website at www.gaymontana.org. So you can access it there. We're always looking for writers. So any sort of aspiring journalists that want to start to write and do some stories. If you have events that are going on, please get those to us. I think the deadline for submission is about the 21st of the month. So you need to have the articles or any events that you want to have advertised by the 21st of each month for that next publication.
So remember, the 21st is the day to get your submissions in. And then can people advertise in that?
Absolutely.
If they want to?
Yeah.
The businesses or?
Yep. Yeah, so we have lots of businesses, you know, with business cards up to like full page, half page, quarter page, and the ad rates are all very, you know, very reasonable, I think. So just contact the center if you're interested in advertising in AdWords. That's
great. One of the things that I remember living in another location in New Mexico, how dependent people were on that kind of advertisement out there, because it was the only one, and I think people are the same here, because it is the only one, and people, as far as I understand, people love it. It connects people. It's about connecting people from across the state, which is really important, and that's what the community center has done, and that's what it continues to do.
Right.
And I think that many people didn't even know for the longest time that there was such a center like that, because you hear about these centers in larger cities like San Diego, Los Angeles, or New York, places like that, and they have like huge budgets and huge programs and all of that nature, and I think that the community center here is just so unique in its own way because of where it's at within the state of Montana.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, I think there's such a need I wish that there were more community centers throughout the state, because for so many, you know, LGBT individuals, they feel so isolated. And I'll never forget the story of hearing of these elderly women, you know, two women. They were a couple, and they were living in eastern Montana, and how they were just leading their lives, and the only way that they would like to kind of put on some music and dance together, but they had to like shut all the screens, you know, all the curtains and stuff, and so nobody could see, and so that they could have like create this little private world for them, so where they could sort of dance. Just something as simple that we take for granted, just sort of dancing, hold each other and just dancing together. And this was a couple, you know, probably they were, I think, like in their, you know, 70s or 80s. And I mean, to think that still happens, you know, here in Montana, that we still have that sort of fear and isolation. It's, you know, I just think that we really need more of these community centers to let people know that, you know, we deserve the same rights as everybody else.
Absolutely, and be able to meet in a safe environment and be able to do the kind of program work that we need to do for education. And so I really think that education is an important thing, and I think the community center does that. With just it being in existence is such a huge deal in Montana, and I just think that you guys are doing such a great job at doing that. And you know, I hope that that this Black and White Ball is a great event for the community center, and hopefully it'll still be open for many years to come, for generations to come after us,
That's right.
David.
That's right. We need more people involved, so come on in, you know, so get involved. So.
Absolutely. And speaking of getting more people involved, are you open to having youth on your board of directors by chance?
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
That's great.
And we actually do right now have a really, you know, good number of youth involved on the board, which is great, you know, so.
That's good. I think our youth are our most important asset, because, you know, they're going to be taking care of us later and taking care of the community and carrying that flag for everyone else.
That's right.
So before we sign off, can you remind our listeners where the Black and White Ball is and when again, please?
Yes. So the Black and White Ball, March the 5th, at the Holiday Inn, downtown Missoula. And starts at 7 o'clock in the evening, and it'll go till midnight. And it's going to be a great event. So music, food, silent auction, come and join us and enjoy.
So one more question. Do people have to dress in black and white to
We are asking
this?
folks to dress in black and white, yes. So
Okay.
people will get tuxedos, they'll get dressed up, but yeah, that is kind of the theme, to dress up in black and white. So,
Okay.
I mean, we're not going to kick you out if you don't, but that is sort of what we do ask, so yes.
Well, good. What if I show up in a red dress?
I think
Will
you'll
I be
stand out
kicked
and you'll
out?
look fabulous, so.
Hey, David, thank you so much for being on Viewpoint. I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you.
And again, I wish the Western Montana Community Center best of luck, and also you.
Well,
thank
thank
you
you
so much again.
Thank you for hosting this and having me on.
You're welcome. This is Rosalinda with Viewpoint, and I want to thank all of our viewers out there and look forward to seeing you again. Thank you again. Bye-bye.